Hello, everyone. Okay. Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a great day today. Can I please join your game professional? Yeah, anyone can join my game right now. Uh, binge watching your Manhunt playthroughs. Thank you, dude. Hey, Mr. Jibs, how are you? I like your new video. Thank you, dude. Is it possible to turn off PvP? No, not in GT Online. I know you know a lot about other countries. I saw a video titled Cuba is the fastest dying country in the world. Do you agree? Is that from History of Everything podcast? Is that the guy who made the video? He might have been the guy who made that video. I've watched a bit of his videos. Um, uh, yeah, Cuba is a very rapidly falling apart, especially after, they lost Venezuela's oil. Thank you, Aaron Hughes, for the super chat. Cuba is a failed state. It is. It's a disaster. It's always been a failed state. And thank you, Air, also for the super chat. Thank you, guys. I'm playing on fidelity mode, am I? No, I'm playing on performance. It's from a YouTuber called Real Life Lore. Oh, I don't know if I've seen him then. Hey, Pro, what are your thoughts on the death of El Mencho? El Mencho, that's the leader of the Jalisco cartel, which they're freaking out right now. They're causing a lot of chaos. Here's what I'll tell you guys. El Mencho is that guy that was he. El Mencho has a really creepy video on YouTube about him. It's like a 2-year-old or 1-year-old video, but there's a video on YouTube. Just type in on YouTube, cartel boss calls up Mexican police chief, and the video will come up right away. There's subtitles, by the way, but that was Mencho in that video, if anybody's seen that video, where he calls up like a police chief in Mexico, and the call's been recorded, and he says like, what the F are you guys doing? Why are you guys, raiding my drug labs? I already paid you guys off this month if you keep doing this. He then says, he threatens basically to kill all of them if they don't stop. And the Mexican police chief starts apologizing to him. He's like, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry, I'll tell them to stop. Which just shows you the fact that El Mencho has the police chief's phone number also. That just shows you how much power he has, but also the corruption that's there. Now, some people have said that El Mencho is responsible for the clown hitman. I don't know if the clown hitman works for him, but there's this hitman in Mexico that basically wears like a clown mask. He's a very evil guy. He tortures people to death. Really, really sick guy. So people say he works for Mencho. I don't know if that part's true. I just know the clown hitman is a real guy. Here's what I will say, and this is what I think a lot of people aren't talking about. it has been a very long time since Mexico has actually taken out like a cartel boss. This has been a very long time since something like this has happened, and the reason that I'm a bit skeptical about this is because, and this is what I don't think anybody's really saying. Chances are, when the Mexican government took out El Mencho, chances are they might have been doing that on the orders of a rival cartel. So a rival cartel might have ordered them to get rid of him. That's what might have happened, specifically. So El Mencho is evil, don't get me wrong. He's a, horrible human being, and the world is better off without him. But the only thing I'm questioning is whether, whether the Mexican government did this because they really wanted to get rid of him, or whether they were being paid off by another cartel. Because it's highly possible that the Sinaloa cartel paid him off, because the Sinaloas are rivals to Jalisco cartel. It's highly possible that they basically paid the Mexican government off to get rid of Mencho. So that's a huge possibility. This is the Hexer that I'm driving, Johnny's bike. Mencho is a huge cartel boss that was in Mexico. It baffles me how violent police can be in South American countries, especially Brazil, though the Philippines is #1 for police killings. Well, here's what I will tell you about that. And this is what people don't know. Yes, the Jalisco New Generation cartel, them. Look, and this is what people don't know about this too, that, let me see here, hang on. About this, is a lot of people, for example, they think that America has the most amount of police killings in the Western world. They think out of all the Western countries, the American police are the most violent and have the most amount of police killings. But that's actually not true. For example, in the year 2025, American police killed around 1,000 people in the year 2025. And America has a population of like 335 million people, so American police killed around 1,000 people in the year 2025. In that exact same year, do you know how much the Brazilian police killed? Brazilian police killed around 6,000 people. Around 6,000. So 6 times the amount. And not only that, Brazil has a population of a little over 200 million. So America has 100 million more people, and yet the Brazilian police still killed 6 times more people than the American police. And that's because in Brazil, the police is just so much more violent. They're so much more militarized. That's what a lot of people don't know about. Like, in Max Payne 3, for example, the UFE is based off of Bope. Bope is a real-life, Brazilian Special Forces squad that's in the police. And those raids that they do, when in Max Payne 3, when you see the UFE basically just go into the favela and they're just basically kicking down every door and just killing innocent people. Stuff like that happens in Brazil in real life. There's these big raids that the police do. They will just basically invade the favela, which is Brazil's version of the hood. They will invade that, and they will basically just bust down every single door without a warrant. They'll arrest hundreds of people at a time, and whenever Brazil does those crazy police raids, they did one like a couple months back, a lot of people die. A lot of people die every single time they do it. And this is what I will say about this, is that, does the American police have problems? Sure. Are there corrupt people and bad people in the American police? Sure. But the American police does not do stuff like you will see with the Brazilian police. Like, have you ever seen American police do something like that? Like, they invade the hood? Like, literally, like, hundreds of cops go into the hood and they kick down every single door and drag every single person out of their house. You don't see anything like that ever happen in America. In America, when the police are getting somebody, they're going to a specific house with a warrant and kicking down the door. SWAT team's going for a specific target. They're not going door to door in every single house and dragging every single person out of the house. So that's the difference between like American and Brazilian police. But a lot of people they don't fully understand just how violent the police can get in Brazil, and that's what Max Payne 3 was making fun of. Is Max Payne 3 is basically highlighting that, how the police brutality in Brazil, how it's out of control. But yeah, that's basically it. A lot of people they think America is the most violent country in the world for police, and they don't realize it's actually Brazil. Let me see here. Just heard B-Russ's voice actor was in Breaking Bad. Wait, who, Aaron? Which cut Saints Row feature are you most bummed about? Probably that the original Saints would be in the game. Probably that. That's probably the worst, cut feature, Aaron. I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, but concerning your recent PvP video, I like seeing videos of griefers getting stomped. Putter does this. The thing is, dude, is if the reason that I stopped uploading videos like that is because every single time, I engage in any kind of PvP against these griefers, it's always the exact same thing. Easy way out. They constantly drop sticky bombs, they'll fire an RPG at you like every single time, and there's just no fun in that. It's just stupid. So that's what really, pushed me to make that video, is it was just the toxic people that were on the game, and I couldn't take that anymore. Did in real life Crash do that in LA? Well, Crash was a corrupt police unit. Crash did not have the resources to, like, invade every single home in, like, a neighborhood, so they didn't have that many cops where they could do that. But, yes, Crash was very corrupt. They were involved with gangs, they would steal drugs, they would frame other people, Crash was bad. Hey, Phoenix. Have you ever met people who are nostalgic about communist Poland? Yes. I one time. And it was really stupid. I will tell you guys this story here. So, my dad and my mom are from Poland, right? And, back in, what was it? It was, like, August of 2020, August or September of 2020. There was a really bad storm in New York, and what happened was it knocked out our power. And we didn't have power for 5 or 6 days. I actually remember that because I was in the middle of the Destroy All Humans playthrough, and I couldn't upload, like, a part for, like, a few days. But, anyways, what happened was one of my dad's former, like, colleagues found him online on social media and basically sent him a friend request. Now, this was not somebody that was, like, really friendly with my dad. They just basically lived in the exact same town together when they lived in Poland back in the day. And he actually happens to just live, in New York as well. He lived in Long Island, where my parents lived in Long Island. He lives in Suffolk County, by the way. My parents live in Nassau County. So we go to, he invites us over for dinner, says that we have power, you guys can come over, hang out, have food with us. And so we go over to the guy's house, right? This guy's rich, by the way. So, this guy's pretty wealthy. He doesn't live in, like, an extremely fancy, like, gated community, but he has a giant house. So it is a mansion. It's, 2 times bigger than my parents' house. It's very, very big. The dining room itself is, probably, one of the largest dining rooms I've ever seen. Very long table. We sit down, and the guy has this huge, crazy dishes brought in, all this fish and all this seafood, like, all platters of all this stuff brought in. And it turns out this guy does something on the water for a living. I don't know what he does. It's something with boating, fishing. I don't know his whole business. But the only thing I know about is he has his own company and he's rich. So the guy basically makes a bunch of money. And he has a giant swimming pool in the backyard too. Now, while we're sitting down and eating with this guy, the guy basically starts talking about the blackouts that, my parents' neighborhood has. And he says, he's like, when we used to live under communism in Poland, this didn't happen. We didn't have blackouts and stuff like this. This didn't happen. And he starts, going off like this, and he starts saying, how I miss, the old days and crap like this, and, blah, 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 this. And the thing is, my dad got a bit pissed, and my dad started arguing with him, and they went back and forth on it, and my dad was saying how it was, a crappy time, and the other guy's like, no, it was great when it was communism, blah, blah, blah. And then my dad gets pissed at me because my dad wants me to get involved, and he's like, argue with him and something like that. But I didn't want to get into it because we were in, as much as I hated what the guy was saying and I don't like communism, I was still a guest in the guy's house, and I didn't really want to go off on him, and I didn't want to get involved. So my dad got kind of pissed at me that I didn't get involved in the conversation. But we had some food, and we ended up leaving. We didn't stay for very long, probably less than 2 hours. It did not end well. And so, me and my family ended up leaving. But what was really weird is that my dad left his phone there. He forgot his phone in the confusion, and then the next day I basically went over to get the phone, and it was, like, really awkward. So that was that was that. So yes, I have, met people who have been nostalgic for communism in Poland before. I've seen it happen before. And the thing is this guy is rich. This guy is a millionaire. That's what's so ironic about this. Like, this guy has, like, everything he could ever ask for, and yet he's, 90% of the crap that he has, he would not have under communism, and he's, like, so nostalgic for that time period. That's what an idiot. So that's basically what I'll say about it. It's like sometimes rich people are, their worst enemies. That's basically what I'll say about that. See here. There was shrimp, and then there was like a bunch of other fish. I don't remember what it was. I don't know all of it. What's wrong, Alicia? That guy spoke like a Hassan Pike or what? Oh man, that's Have I ever played Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition? Yeah, I did a playthrough of it. Oh, I really don't care what others say about me, Demigod. I'm not gonna respond to it. There was a few YouTubers that got pissed about my PvP video, and they already uploaded videos attacking me over it. I know about that, but I'm not responding to it. I'm not even acknowledging any of that stuff. I don't care about that. They can say whatever they want. I basically spoke everything from the heart. I said everything I wanted to say. I have the right to say what I wanted to say, and so people can attack me all they want. But that's that. I think the PvP in GT Online is garbage. I really do think the PvP in this game is garbage. I like the co-op. I like making money, running businesses, doing heists, but I hate the PvP. Will I ever make a video about the update you wish GT Online got? I remember you talking about Naval DLC of Bogdan as a contact. Yeah, and that was it. A Naval DLC is really the DLC that we missed. It was the DLC that we never got. And I'm hoping with Vice City, because Vice City with GTA 6 is going to have like a lot of islands. I'm really hoping that there's a very big focus on naval stuff in GTA 6, because we really didn't get it in this game. We really didn't have it. So I really hope we get it in GTA 6. Why is that, Kirsten? How hard is Ace Combat? It depends. Once you get used to the controls, I don't think it's that bad. But if you play the multiplayer is full of sweats. Drug smuggling like Vice City Stories had? Yeah, something like that. How would you say PvP is in Red Dead? PvP in Red Dead is kind of broken too, but it's not as bad as GT Online. The problem with PvP in Red Dead is that you can shoot somebody in the chest multiple times in Red Dead and they won't go down, like because they're running all these ridiculous, cards where they take almost no damage, and then they'll just headshot you once and you're dead. It's kind of stupid. I encountered that same PvP yesterday while doing Hangar. They kept Easy Way Outing. Can you help with sales and casino? Please, sure, Jeremiah, but I am helping right now, I'm helping Toxic right now, I'll help Toxic with 2 more businesses, and then I'll help you with yours. That's what I'll do. Ask your parents if they heard tilapia. It's a really good fried fish. There's no bones, but it's very addicting. It's pretty common in my culture, and maybe it's for the Polish too. I don't know. I'll ask them. It's George Washington's birthday today. Yep, you are right. February 22nd. Yes. Opinion on Hugo Chavez? He destroyed Venezuela. Destroyed it. That guy is responsible for most of the problems Venezuela has today. Oh, okay. They're gonna have the Bruce Lee mission again in Hitman. Hey Patrick, what are your thoughts on GTA men doing the 100% completion, no deaths challenge on all the 3D GTA games, and would I consider doing it? Well, I have to give him, props for doing that. Like, that is a very difficult challenge to do, something like that. The thing about that is I would only attempt that challenge on story mode. So if you're asking me to get through the story missions without dying, then yes, I could attempt that. but I'm not gonna attempt 100% without dying or anything. Because like, imagine that you like completed like 99% of the game, and then you get pulled out of the car by a cop and just get arrested. That's, you know, and your whole thing is ruined. Your whole video is like that. So I wouldn't have. That would just stress me out too much. So no, I probably couldn't do it. Thank you, Eric, for thank you for supporting my channel for 6 years. Thank you, dude. Have you heard of evil cop Zachary Wester? No, who's that? Is Aaron? Release the Viktor Novikov files from Hitman? The Saints Row video was good earlier. Thank you. Went on vacation to the US last week, and I got interrogated for an hour because of my Iranian passport. Oh. Okay, Ferris. Thank you for the super chat. If you have a Canadian passport, though, it'd probably be better to use it because of just all the tensions that's going on with Iran right now. I just hope there's no war. I hope none of that stuff happens, but I'm sorry you went through that. Thank you, Ferris, for the super chat. You accidentally disbanded MC. Okay, well, I will help you with just one more sale then, Toxic, and then I'm gonna help Jeremiah. Jeremiah, what's your PSN? Oh, February 25th for the new Hitman mission? Okay. How come there are more viewers in your GTA live streams than your other live streams? Because GTA is just a popular game. It's just the most popular one. Like, the Red Dead stream we did last week was, like, the most popular Red Dead stream I did in, like, months. It had, like, 900 viewers at peak. So it was that was really popular. Yeah, Mafia 3 did spoil a little bit of events because it said, you know, who's dead. Have I played any RPG game? Yeah, Oblivion, Skyrim, Morrowind, Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas. Okay, Mark. Oh, and that's stupid that they did that to you, Ferris. Do I know the history of Augusto Pinochet? And what are your thoughts on him? Just a scumbag. He ruled the country. Ruled the country after a coup in the 70s. The thing about Pinochet is Pinochet had a very scary execution method where if Pinochet was gonna kill you, how he would kill you is he would take you to a helicopter, tie you up, and then throw you from the helicopter into the water. That was Pinochet's execution method. So that's what he would do, is like, you know, he would, you know, have people tied up and thrown from helicopters in the ocean. That's how he killed people. He's a pretty brutal guy. Thoughts on the Mexican cartels taking on the military? Well, they, you know, El Mencho was recently killed, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Thank you, Daniel Rodriguez. But it's highly possible that the Mexican government was working for someone else, another cartel, when they took him out, a rival one. Hey, Professional, if Charles and Sadie ever did find out about John, what do you think their reaction would be? Probably sadness. They couldn't do anything because Edgar Ross was dead, but they might try to contact Jack. That's what might happen. And that's if they ever do a Red Dead Redemption 3, I guarantee you that's what they'll do in Red Dead Redemption 3, is they'll do it that Jack Marston meets Charles and Sadie. Thank you, Simba, for the super chat. Thank you, Calaveras County. Hi, professional. I'd like to tell you that I saw your video on PvP and GT Online, and I'd like to say that those griefers are jerks in my opinion. Well, thank you, Calaveras County. Thanks, dude. Yeah, it was just the thing is, I haven't uploaded like a PvP video in a long time, and what really pushed me to make that video was just how toxic people were. It's like I was just so sick of the toxic behavior. I was so sick of it. I wasn't gonna tolerate it anymore, and I just wanted to upload a video just basically giving my thoughts on it. Where on Long Island are you from? Also highly recommend Katsuma in Brooklyn for authentic Polish food, fellow Pole approved. I'm not from Long Island. I'm from New York City originally, but I grew up on Long Island. So we moved to Long Island in 2007. I was born in 1994, and my family and me, we lived in Nassau County. Well, my family still lives there, but I moved away. Thank you, Stick LP for the super chat. He kept asking me if I had ties with the government. Well, you know, that's I don't know what he's hoping to get out of that, because even if someone did, they're not going to answer them truthfully, so... But you basically just showed your Canadian passport, and if they still have a problem at that point, is, you know, they're being stupid. I recommend Katsuma in Brooklyn for authentic Polish food. Okay. I would, what was it? We would, is that in Greenpoint, by the way? Have you thought about streaming on Kick? No, I never have. I never wanted to split my audience. I missed the PvP in GTA 4 Online. It made online really realistic and required skill. The gunfights and car chases are needed again. And do you know one thing I liked about the PvP in GTA 4 is that when you use sniper rifles in GTA 4, you could not move, so you couldn't sniper dance. So if you were gonna snipe somebody else, you had to be quick because you were standing still, and so that at least took so much more skill than this BS that ended up happening. You know, the sniper dancing stuff is so stupid. Sorry if my name is hard to pronounce, just call me Matt. I may be a blind guy, but I've tried GT Online before, and they don't respect blind people. Well, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Matt. Well, yeah, thank you for the super chat, man. And thank you, Snowy Imp. Red Dead 3 is set from Charles' perspective in Canada would be awesome. Game could start when Charles arrives in the story setting up his new life. Yes. But I think Jack Marston will probably be the main character. Do you know your way around New York? Depends on the part. Like, when it comes to Queens, yeah, I know my way around Queens, definitely. Hey, Pat, it's been a long time. Hi, Brandon. Hey, Quicks, Gopes, thank you for sponsoring my channel for 2 years. Thanks, dude. Did you hear that Mexico has been sending aid to Cuba recently? That's just, you know, that, you know, Mexico has a lot of problems, and I wonder why they're doing that, too. Because probably a lot of Mexican people are probably asking, you know, why the government doesn't help us. Is the Russian mob still active in Brighton Beach? I don't know, really. They probably have some connections and stuff like that, but they're definitely not as big as they used to be. Love your videos, bro. When you play all Half-Life games, would you ever do lore videos about them? I would play them, but I gotta learn more of the lore, though. Thank you, Baghead. I still don't know the lore fully in those. Hey, Professional, if they make Red Dead Redemption 3 another prequel, do you think the game would end on the Blackwater Massacre and lead into Red Dead Redemption 2? What I'll say about that, Simba, is, I really hope that Red Dead Redemption 3 is not a prequel. Please, there's no more prequels. Because, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1, and so if we have a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 2, that's going to be a prequel to a prequel. So I don't want to see it personally. I want to see them move forward with the story. I'd like to see what happens to Jack Marston. That's what I would like to see next in the story.
Christ almighty.
Did the U.S. take out Mencho or whatever his name is? There's not really evidence that the U.S. was involved. It was mostly Mexico who did that, because Mexico does not let the U.S. operate inside Mexico. Like, America has offered to help Mexico several times, but they always say no. Would you like to see a Yakuza -1 someday? Wait, what do you mean? Have I been to Poland? The last time I was in Poland was in 2010. I have been to Warsaw and Olsztyn. Olsztyn is where my parents are from. And I do speak Polish. Tak, ja umiem gadać po polsku. The thing is, you know what I really wanted to see? I was actually planning on visiting Poland this year. This year it was going to be the first time in, 15 and a half years since I've been there. But the thing is GTA 6 kind of ruined those plans. Because I was going to go in November, and November is when Independence Day is in Poland, and I really wanted to see the Independence Day parade, but I have to cover GTA 6, which is coming out in November, so I'm not going to have that that time this year. So next year I will go. The next November 2027 is when I'll go. You know what where I really wanted to visit in Poland? I really wanted to visit Zakopane, which is the mountain town in Poland, in the southern part of Poland. That's what I really wanted to see. Did World War I start at the end of Red Dead Redemption 1? Yes. Thank you, Plain Mantis. Thank you, Isaiah. Hey, Patrick, what's your thoughts on government agencies like DHS and TSA shut down? I don't think I really have a problem with both of those agencies. I think that the agencies that I tend to have a problem with are like the CIA and the ATF, for example. Those are two agencies that I think should definitely be, shut down. I don't think those should exist. I bet I have more stuff in the game than you. Possible. There's people who have more stuff in the game than me. Okay, wait. I'm gonna go and help Jeremiah now. Jeremiah, can you invite me? My top 5 favorite games of all time: Saints Row 2, GTA 4, Call of Duty World at War, Skyrim. I wanted to think about one more. Maybe Ghost Recon Wildlands on there too. I grew up in Middle Village in Queens. You like seafood? Oh yeah, I like seafood the most. It's my favorite type of food. Why do you think the CIA shouldn't exist? Because the CIA has basically just caused so many problems. The amount of bad things they've done, they've also destroyed America's reputation around the world. So yeah, the CIA should probably not exist anymore. If I was president, I would abolish them, but I probably wouldn't last. If I became the American president, I'd probably get assassinated by the CIA. That's probably what would happen. What is one property you regret buying in GTA Online? Not really any. Maybe the only property that I regret buying is the Zancudo bunker. I recently actually changed it to Chumash. It was the first time in years I changed it to Chumash. I always had it Zancudo, but maybe that location, because Chumash is a bit better. What are my favorite kind of fish? Tuna, salmon. Yes, I heard about the thing in Mexico, but like I said, it's entirely possible that the Mexican government assassinated him based on because they were working for a rival cartel. That's entirely what might have happened too. What's your thoughts of Sony shutting down Blue Point Games? I know they did some really good remasters. I'm worried about Sony shutting down Ben Studios next. Dzień dobry. Oh, hi Tyler. How are you doing? Were there any GTA missions you genuinely hated playing? Yeah, I mean, you know, post-op mission. But I think the mission that I hate the most, if you were to ask me, for example, what mission do I hate the most in GTA Online, it's not even the post-op mission. The mission I hate the most in this game is the Titan mission, when you have to fly low and make the drops with the Titan, and then you have the helicopters chasing you. That's the worst one ever. My MC has 2 people. What? Fixated, you gotta invite some more people after this one, though. Ever thought about a Metro 2033 playthrough? Yes, I thought about that. I could do that one day. Thank you, Baghead. Why did Ancelotti force Tony and Luis to get Gracie? Because he probably was too cheap to pay for it himself, and he probably thought that Tony had something to do with it. And thank you, Isaiah, Zay. Both parties support the CIA. Yep, that is true. Would I ever drive manual transmission? No. What's my most liked and disliked mission of GTA 4? My favorite mission in GTA 4? Probably 4-leaf clover. Or yeah, probably that one. My most hated mission in GTA 4, maybe that mission for Gerald where you have to follow the Ancelottis, because I just generally don't like tailing missions. Zakopane is awesome, as is Krakow. Karchima is also themed like its namesake hut from that region. Oh, okay. What cartel was El Mencho the leader of? The Jalisco New Generation cartel.
I'm guessing you don't want a back rub. How can I help? So you don't want to get in serious trouble, huh? Okay, leave it with me.
A professional, I do wonder what kind of person Jack has turned into, as I also wonder if he eventually finds a woman and had a family at Beecher's Hope. I can't imagine Jack Marston having a family. He probably has a very miserable life the rest of his life. Like, he's probably in a very, down mood probably the rest of his life. He's probably a loner. That's at least what I imagine. How do you counter an upside-down Mark II? Well, Torador or, yeah, Torador would probably blow them up pretty quickly, but I would just leave the lobby, personally, because I don't like dealing with those people. I don't like fighting those people. They're just so toxic. Just a heads up, Red Dead Redemption 1 is on sale for $25, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is $15 until Thursday. Oh, okay. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. Okay, Brandon, you can come back anytime. As a native New Yorker myself, I find it interesting when other natives lose interest and move. I love this city. I'm always mesmerized by the skyline. Well, New York City definitely has beautiful views, Daniel Rodriguez, and it is a great place to visit, but it's just the city has just become so expensive to live in. I mean, a lot of parts of New York, it's like $6,000 a month for rent, which is ridiculous. So like you almost never can find a place in New York City without roommates. Why did you choose PlayStation over Xbox? I've just always been a PlayStation guy. I want to finish up Yakuza Kiwami though, Ferris. One day I'll do it, Hell Let Loose on there, but yeah, I want to finish up Yakuza Kiwami. What do you think about the debate surrounding the massacre at the Battle of Wax House? Some claim Tarleton didn't order his men to massacre the Continentals because he was unconscious. I heard the story before. Tarleton claimed that he was trapped underneath his horse and that he wasn't responsible for what happened afterwards. But there are clear rules to war, and you can just see how brutal Tarleton was to others. Like, Tarleton and his men would loot homes, burn homes. He did crap like that. Other British officers hated him also. So they hated how aggressive, arrogant he was. And here's the thing is, even if, let's just say that was the situation, right? That was the case. That is not an excuse. So, after, you know what actually happened was, during World War II, or after World War II, I should say, right? After World War II, both the Nazis and the Imperial Japanese, both of them had reacted very differently to being charged of war crimes. For example, the Nazis, when they were charged of war crimes, they would constantly just say, oh, we were following orders. The Japanese, when they were charged of war crimes, they actually made a different argument, where they said, oh, I didn't order any, massacres. My soldiers just did that. I didn't do that. My soldiers did. That's how the Japanese reacted. And in both cases, it does not matter in the argument, is that they were both guilty. So that whole, argument about following orders, it doesn't excuse, somebody from, war crimes. And that argument what the Japanese made when they said, oh, I'm not, it was my soldiers who did that, I never gave the order. Well, courts have ruled that you are responsible for your men. If you are a commander of any kind of, military force, and your soldiers are going around and they are basically committing, horrible war crimes, and you do absolutely nothing to stop it, you do nothing to punish them, you are just responsible as them. Now, when we're talking about the Revolutionary War and we're talking about Tarleton, that was not still a law, this was, way before that, but it's still, the logic still applies, though, is that, even if Tarleton was pinned underneath his horse, the fact that his, soldiers massacred a bunch of American prisoners, that does not excuse him whatsoever from that. It's the fact he did not punish anybody. Nobody was punished after it. Nobody was held responsible for that. So there's a reason that George Washington blamed him for that massacre. Want to know what's crazy? When people respond to these PvP videos about why it takes no skill, they tend to get so pissed. They can't handle truth. Yeah, and you know something? I seen like a bunch of comments on my PvP video, and like the comments were just saying cry. Like that's what they were, just cry. Like that is their entire argument. They'll just spam cry, cry, cry. Like they have no argument. Like they can't even counter me or like say why Easy Way Out is stupid. And like you know what I think? Whenever I hear somebody say EWO, for me that's such a stupid thing. Like EWO, it's such a dumb word. No, it's called Easy Way Out. It's not called EWO. It's called Easy Way Out. Like people make such a stupid word out of it. What do I think about the Hungarian Revolution of 1956? Well, it's a shame it didn't succeed. That's what it is. It's a shame it did not succeed. Did I watch Transformers, especially Bayverse? No. I seen like the earlier movies with Shia LaBeouf, but I didn't see the new ones. No. Yeah, it's always cry or get good. Like they never have any kind of arguments. Cry or get good. That's all they basically I've heard them say. They don't want to admit they have no skill. Yep. It's like I said, if I'm fighting somebody in PvP and this person just constantly, easy way outs over and over and over again, I'm counting those as kills. Because I have basically accomplished what I was set out to do. I was set out to kill you, and if somebody just keeps killing themselves over and over again, I count that as a kill. Jeremiah, when I pull up to you, give me your bike and just go to your next business. And please, make sure you invite some people to your next business, please. Your MC. I'm gonna wait for you right over here. Give me the bike and just go to your next MC. It's my birthday today, Pro. I've been supporting your channel for over 3 years. Looking forward to 2026 content. And when is your next channel update video? My next channel update video this week. This week I'm gonna put it out. And happy birthday, 9. Thank you for supporting my channel for 3 years. Everybody wish 9 a happy birthday there. I like the history lesson, so thank you.
Creepy silent friend. How can I help? Can't handle the heat, my friend? Okay.
So only 3 of them except for 4 and 5. Thank you, Nikki, for the super chat. Wait, I like I said, I didn't watch, all of them. I only saw a few of them with Shia LaBeouf. It was a long time ago. Devin Weston was a really good villain. Not Devin Weston, Dane Vogel was a really good villain. Devin Weston I thought was a bit annoying. He wasn't, the worst villain. That's probably Massimo. But yeah, Dane Vogel I thought was a much better villain. What do you know about the Hungarian Revolution of 1956? People were tired of the communist government. It was led by a bunch of college kids who just wanted real change in Hungary, and the Soviets came in with tanks and just killed so many people. Why doesn't Rockstar release a PS5 version of Red Dead Redemption 2 when it can make them more money? I guess they're just not bothering with it. It wouldn't actually be that hard, but no one will join. Venger, Fernando or TJ, can you guys join? Jeremiah's MC. Thank you, Caliber, for the super chat. What do you know about the Bosnian War, 1992? My girlfriend is a Bosnian Muslim, and she has very strong opinions on it, and she calls it a genocide. It was a genocide. It was the Bosnian genocide. It was the worst massacre since World War II. About the Bosnian War, it was the U.S. had done an aerial campaign and crippled Serbia's military. And to this day, like Serbia, I know the Serbian government really hates the U.S., but I know like Bosnia is very friendly towards the U.S. Bosnia has very friendly relations towards the U.S. because of that. So like, there's a lot of people in Bosnia that say that that they're alive today. Them and their families are alive today because of the U.S. airstrikes on Serbia at that time. But yeah, the Serbian military was rounding up a lot of Bosnians and just mass murdering them in mass graves. It was really brutal what was going on. It was really bad. A lot of Serbian politicians actually deny it to this day. They actually say that it never happened when it very much happened. It was a real thing that happened. Buy the counterfeit cash factory. It's double money right now. And also about the Bosnian War, it's believed that Nico fought in that war specifically. That was the war that he fought in. It's never confirmed that that's the specific war that he fought in, but that's what a lot of people think. Serbia hates the U.S. Every time I go there, it's no problem for me. No, we're not talking about the people. We're more talking about the government. Like, the government of Serbia and America does not have the best relations. It's not like, for example, like, America or Iran or like Russia and China or Russia and America. But it's not good. There's a movie called Behind Enemy Lines. Yeah, I know about that. You know what the most disgusting thing about that is that there's people that deny that stuff, that they say that stuff never happened. That's just what's so disgusting about that. Thank you, Christopher Gaming Channel, for subscribing. Thank you, man. Nico was literally a human trafficker. I love the guy, but he's a bad man. Yes, I mean, it's never fully explained exactly what Nico did. Nico says, for example, he smuggled people. There's a difference between smuggling and trafficking people. Like, smuggling people means when they pay you to move them from place to place. Trafficking means when you're smuggling someone against their will. That's the difference between them. Trafficking is way worse than smuggling. So we don't know if Nico was a human smuggler or a trafficker. Nico just says he smuggled people. That's what he says, but we don't fully know everything that he did. But he did some messed up things. We do know that. Is Nico partly inspired by that sniper villain in Behind Enemy Lines? Yes, he very much is. Yes, Nico is based on Sasha, the Serbian sniper in Behind Enemy Lines. He looks just like him and he wears the exact same outfit, yes. You know what my favorite scene in Behind Enemy Lines was? My favorite scene in that movie was the minefield. That was probably my favorite scene in that movie. Yeah, I gotta watch that movie, though, that Russian movie, too, brother. Can I play pro? Do you have me added? If you do, you can just join me. Will I ever do Dead Rising 2? Yeah, I want to do it, this year. I want to do it. Every GTA protagonist are not heroes. Yeah, all the GTA protagonists are bad people, Isaiah. Thank you, Caliber. Professional, they killed El Mencho, a cartel boss, today. What are your thoughts on it? About that. El Mencho, that was the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. He was the most wanted man in Mexico, as far as I know. The thing about El Mencho is El Mencho had connections to the police in Mexico. There's a video on YouTube of him where he calls up a Mexican police chief. It was like a couple of years old, where he threatens the Mexican police chief, and he tells the Mexican police chief, like, stop raiding my drug labs. I've already paid you guys off this month, and if you keep doing it, I'm gonna kill you. That's basically what he says in the in the phone call. And the Mexican police chief is like, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry. Mencho is a really brutal guy. Really, really evil guy. Like, when Mencho would kill people, he would have people killed with a blowtorch. He would have their skin burnt off. So Mencho was a very brutal man. But the thing about Mencho is that it's been a very long time since the Mexican government has killed a cartel boss. And here's what I think. I think there's a huge possibility that that the Mexican government might have been working for a rival cartel, because Mencho has rivals. It might have been the Sinaloa cartel that might have paid off the Mexican government to kill him. That's what it might have basically happened. So that's a huge possibility. Thoughts on Jonas Savimbi and the Angolan Civil War? Yes, thank you, Nav, for the super chat. About Jonas Savimbi, I think that Savimbi was a good guy. I think that he was a hero. I think he loved his country of Angola. I thought he fought for his country against the communists. The thing is that the communists made a bunch of these ridiculous accusations against him, where they said he practiced witchcraft and he engaged in cannibalism. Like, there was all these ridiculous accusations against him. I don't believe any of that stuff. I don't believe that he practiced witchcraft or he engaged in cannibalism. And here's the thing is, in Black Ops 2, in Black Ops 2 you see him as kind of like a crazy guy. But here's the thing is, I don't think that Jonas Savimbi has ever been tested for his IQ. But if you were to test Jonas Savimbi's IQ, he's an extremely intelligent man. Very, very intelligent man. Very. He's much smarter than me. He's much smarter than a lot of people. So that's basically what I'll say about him, is that Savimbi is a guy who spoke 7 or 8 languages. 7 or 8 languages. Just imagine that. He spoke Mandarin Chinese, he spoke English, he spoke the native language in Angola, I forget what it was called. He spoke he spoke Portuguese. I think he spoke French too. Like, he spoke so many languages. So, this is not a stupid man by any means. And meanwhile, I speak only, 2 languages. I speak Polish because I learned that from my family. I'm struggling to learn Spanish. So I'm literally struggling to learn Spanish. Meanwhile, this guy, on the other hand, is speaking like 7 languages. And not only that, he was a very capable, military commander. Very intelligent on his commanding. He knew how to launch a guerrilla warfare against the MPLA. He knew how to fight against the MPLA. So this was not a stupid man. This was a very intelligent man. So, I don't think that somebody like that, such an intelligent man like that, will be engaging in witchcraft. I don't believe that. So you're telling me the guy who spoke 8 languages and was such a genius military commander with such a high IQ is participating in witchcraft? I don't believe that. I think that those are just accusations the communists made against him. The communists were just trying to make him look like a bad person. So that's what I think about it. I don't think those accusations against Savimbi are actually true. Well, it'll depend, Shining Knight, because some copyright claims can actually remove the video. And what's the purpose of Saddam Hussein in Black Ops 6 when he didn't show up? I get it's 1990s, but still, how did the Pantheon allies with him? Pantheon, I think, was responsible for the gas they gave him, was it not? I think that was the story that they had with it, because Pantheon was a rival, in the CIA. Thoughts on Mark Felton? Mark Felton is a great history channel, great one. I remember he always has the you know the thing I like about Mark Felton. I like that his videos aren't complicated. His videos are very simple. He uses like real World War II footage and he just commentates over it. That's what I like about his videos is it's very simple. It's not like nothing complicated or any of that stuff. So I do like Mark Felton. I think that he's a great channel. Is it true that Castro sent Cubans to fight in Angola? Yes, Castro sent over 30,000 Cuban soldiers to fight in Angola, and he sent over tanks and attack helicopters and even jets. So here's what people don't know. Cuba invading Angola is the largest invasion of any power in the entire Cold War except superpowers. So if we discount like the United States and the Soviet Union, if we're just not looking at the superpowers, Cuba's invasion of Angola is the largest invasion any country has done in the Cold War besides the superpowers, besides the Soviet Union and America. I loved your Black Ops 7 video. You voiced the frustrations of millions that hate the game perfectly. Thank you, Sasuke. Oh, well, I can add you after March 1st, Liam, because I'm not adding anyone until March 1st, because I gotta take a break from that, because I'm gonna have, like, copycats that are gonna try to do the same thing that happened, last time. I'm not saying you're gonna do that, don't worry, but I just have that rule applied for everyone, that, Like I said about Mexico, it's entirely possible that he was assassinated by a rival cartel. That's entirely possible. What happened, the Mexican government might have been working for a rival cartel. Armchair Historian has really good animations. Like his animations, his art is really good. Can you name some of those honorable things that and evil things Lincoln Clay did in Mafia 3? I think the worst thing that Lincoln Clay did in Mafia 3 is probably when he attacked that steamboat, with the Uncle Lou on it. And the reason that that's probably the worst thing he did is because so many innocent people died on that ship. So that's what I would say about that. The most honorable thing that he did, probably bringing down the Marcano family. Probably that. Also, stopping the cult, he did that too. Stopping the corrupt sheriff, that was also that. Other than the Soviet Union, what was the most violent country in the Eastern Bloc in Europe during the Cold War? In the Eastern Bloc, the most violent country? Probably East Germany. Yeah, probably East Germany. A lot of people even say that East Germany was worse than the Soviet Union, like that the East German, police and guards, that they were worse than the Soviet guards. That's what a lot of people say. Thoughts on Albert Speer? Albert Speer was a really bad person, but he wasn't like completely evil like Hitler. The thing about Albert Speer is the only reason that Albert Speer did not get hanged after World War II, where most other Nazis they got hanged. The reason that he never got hanged was because he disobeyed the Nero Decree, which the Nero Decree was Hitler's order to destroy all German infrastructure. Train tracks, hospitals, burn farms, blow up bridges, schools, water pipes, electrical grid. Hitler wanted everything destroyed by Speer. And Speer disobeyed that order, which ended up saving a lot of people. And so that's the reason that he didn't get hanged. But that doesn't mean that Speer is totally innocent, because Speer was the head architect of Nazi Germany, and a lot of his construction projects used slave labor from concentration camps. And Speer knew about this very well. He knew about this, so he was not he was not an innocent man. Where did you get your Mind's Eye cosplay vest? I got it on Amazon. I found it it kind of looked like a futuristic vest, so I liked it. And also what I did was I put those like LED displays on it. Like I kind of attached those because I thought those were kind of cool. Tommy Vercetti is my favorite GTA protagonist because I love his masculine confidence and authority. He carries he needs more love. Tommy can do no wrong. Yeah, Tommy was a great character. He was. Is it true there was Irish immigrants in Mexico? Yeah. Thoughts on John Rabe? Well, John Rabe saved a lot of people in Nanjing in China. John Rabe was a German politician and businessman. He saved he was the one who made like the Nanjing safety zone, or where what he did was he created a specific zone because he was a German diplomat. The Japanese couldn't really hurt him, and so when the Japanese invaded Nanjing, everybody went towards John Rabe's safety zone. And he protected them in there, and he ended up saving thousands of people in there. There's monuments to him in China to this day. Now, John Rabe was actually ended up called back to Nazi Germany because the German government had accused him of of ruining relations between Japan and Germany because he was protecting civilians. The thing about John Rabe is I have to do a little bit more research into him. I don't know how much of a Nazi he was. I know he was a member of the Nazi Party. So I don't know if he was like how much of that stuff he believed in. The thing we do know is he saved a lot of civilians in China. He saved thousands of people in China. They would be dead if it wasn't for him. That is true. The one thing that we do know about John Rabe is John Rabe wrote a letter to Hitler where he was telling Hitler about how like Japan was murdering civilians in China, and he thought that Hitler would do something about that. But Hitler did not care at all. So that was so that part of history I do know a little bit about. He did after World War II. He ended up becoming homeless. He lost everything after the war. But a lot of people from China had basically sent him donations, which he lived off of. So that's how he lived off the rest of his days. There is a good movie about him. I saw the John Rabe movie. The John Rabe movie was actually pretty good. What are your thoughts on Mao Zedong? Literally one of the most one of the three most evil men of the 20th century. The three most evil men of the 20th century were Hitler, Stalin, and Mao. Literally those guys. I think the Mexican government might lose control of those regions. The Jalisco cartel has thousands of members, and they're heavily armed. They even have APCs. So the Mexican government is going to have a lot of problems now. Do you think there's a way that Lincoln could have eliminated Lou Marcano without causing all those people to die? Yeah, it's possible. Do you think that Nico and Packy helping kidnap Gracie and Charlotte would be considered dishonorable? Maybe, in a way, but here's the thing about that. Gracie knew who her father was. She knew who her father was. And she didn't try to distance herself from her father. So that was it. So, I'm not saying that it was right that Nico kidnapped her. The only thing I'm saying is she knew who her dad was. She knew very much who her dad was, and she did not distance herself from her dad. Which that basically, makes it her fault at that point. Did I hear about a guy who found a mammoth bone in a lake? No, this is the first time I'm hearing about it. Oh, we almost got 1,000 viewers today. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with me. If you're enjoying the stream, drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe to me. Thank you everybody for coming by. The worst of Mao's crimes was the Great Leap Forward. During the Great Leap Forward, around 40 million people died. 40 million people. That is insane. It was Mao's terrible policies in China. So many people starved to death. So many people died from that. Well, communist Romania was pretty bad, but I would say East Germany also, especially with the Berlin Wall and what they did. I subscribed and I liked your video. Well, thank you, Madry. Thank you, dude. Playing Fallout while listening to your stream. Thanks for the awesome content. Thank you, man. Your streams are always so good. Thank you, Nicholas. What do you think of Joseph Goebbels? Oh, that guy. The Nazi Minister of Propaganda. That guy was a, extremely disturbing person. He was pretty much also Hitler's number 2 in the final days of the war. He was like a blind believer in Nazism. Joseph Goebbels, he ended up, shooting he poisoned his children, and he shot his wife and shot himself when the Soviets were coming in. Thank you, Blackout, for the super chat. That guy was, a complete piece of crap. Do you play with fans off stream? Yeah, I do. Always appreciate the streams, bro. So chill. Thank you, Pumalis. Thank you. I might also do a cosplay for my GTA character. I will tag you on my YouTube post photo when I get the chance, inspired by you. Well, thank you, Nikki. Thank you, man. Do I know the history of Hiro Onada, the Japanese soldier who fought in Lubang Island for almost 30 years after World War II ended? Yes. He surrendered in the 1970s, that is true. The thing about him is he was ordered by his commander. He was ordered by his commander to not give up and, fight till the end. And his commander ended up leaving, went to someplace else, and after World War II, he fought in that island in the Philippines. And the thing about him is that people try to portray him as like a conflicted person, but he was actually in reality a bad person. He actually killed a lot of Filipino civilians. A lot of civilians he killed. So he was not, this was not an innocent person, He was a Japanese soldier, fought in the 70s. He actually killed a lot of civilians in the Philippines, up until the 70s. The thing is they couldn't get him to come down the hill and surrender. So what ended up happening is every single time they told him the war was over, he thought that it was some kind of trick. They had to find his commander, and they found his commander, and they told his commander, your soldier is still on this island, and he refuses to give up. And the commander's like, what? What the hell? So, the commander was even surprised that he was still there. And the commander, went up the hill and basically told him to stand down, and that's when he basically stood down at that point. The president of the Philippines ended up pardoning him, so that's why he didn't, get sentenced for those crimes that he ended up doing. He ended up returning to Japan. He didn't like life in Japan, by the way, because imagine when he left Japan, imagine that, it was, a dictatorship, basically. It was an authoritarian dictatorship, pretty much a fascist country under the emperor. And then when he returned to Japan, it was all this technology in the 70s, bright lights, everything like that. He didn't like what Japan had become. He moved to Brazil. He ended up becoming a farmer in Brazil, and I think that's where he ended up dying. Was, I think, there. So that's the whole backstory on him. Thank you, Minion Dave. Elite ball knowledge. Well, thank you, huh? Hey, Pro, I joined the GTA session to help you out. If yes, my gamer tag is Caliber X17. I've been watching you for a long time, and you make very good lore videos. Thank you, Caliber. Thanks, man, for the super chat. Thank you, I appreciate it, dude. Wow, we have hit 1,000 viewers on the stream today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, 1,000 viewers. Huh. Okay, let's see here. We got our next business. Pat, any chance you'll do a GTA 2D universe playthrough after GTA Advance? Since I still gotta do them. I want to do all of these older GTA games, like the GTA Advance. I want to do that. I want to do like Sadako Chronicles, Ferrari Redemption before GTA 6 comes out. Yeah, well, I guess he just didn't care too much if his guys weren't doing it, Gunner. Have you ever tried practice blinking in Morse code torture like Jeremiah Denton did when he was captured by the NVA? No, that I don't know that much about the I know the story, but I don't know how to blink in Morse code. The backstory behind that is that he was an American pilot that got shot down over North Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Now he was taken to what was it, Hanoi Hilton? Hanoi Hilton, which was one of the worst prisons in that's what the American POWs nicknamed it. It was a very brutal prison. A lot of Americans were tortured. They died in that prison. Now, the Vietnamese, they ended up bringing in a Japanese reporter to cover the story, and they, sat him down. They cleaned him up. They made sure that he wasn't dirty or anything like that, just to make him more presentable. And they made him do an interview. And the Japanese reporter asked him, "Are you being treated fairly?" And he said, I'm being treated fairly and everything like this, but he started blinking in his eyes. And later on, it was found out from when the U.S. watched the video and they watched him blinking, he was blinking torture. That's what he was blinking in Morse code torture. So that was basically the first confirmation that American POWs were basically getting tortured in the Vietnam War. And that's the thing, is that what's so disgusting about that is you will have people out there that will defend stuff like that, and that doesn't mean that America was justified in being in the Vietnam War, but regardless of whether America should have been in the Vietnam War or should not have been in the Vietnam War, you cannot torture prisoners of war. A prisoner of war is a prisoner of war. They have surrendered. You cannot torture POWs. You can't do that. That's immoral. It doesn't matter what side they're on. You can't torture POWs. You can't do that. And that's what the North Vietnamese were doing, and they were trying to hide it from the world. But he exposed that stuff. Made a mistake by returning to Germany to celebrate his wife's birthday when D-Day happened. You're talking about Rommel. Rommel returned to celebrate his wife's birthday when D-Day happened. That's who you're talking about. Oh, what do I think of Erwin Rommel? About Rommel is, Rommel was a very capable German commander. There really isn't proof that he engaged in cruelty against prisoners. But what about Rommel is Rommel died in October 1944 because he knew about the Valkyrie plot, the plot to kill Hitler in July, and he didn't attempt to stop it. And so they told him that either, you get put on trial or you kill yourself and we lie about your death and your family gets taken care of. And he chose to kill himself. The thing is, Rommel knew that the war was over. He knew that Germany was going to lose. He told Hitler in 1944 to try to negotiate with the Allies, but Hitler refused. That was the thing about Hitler. Is Hitler would never negotiate whatsoever. Nothing. It was always his way. That was it. Will you participate in the last drive around the GTA 5 map with us when GTA 6 releases? Yeah, I can do that. Thank you, Dad, for the super chat. Yeah, well, when I do the stream of GTA Online before GTA 6 comes out, we'll do something fun on that day.
I'm so clumsy.
The game isn't registering the sale started. Go back in there and hit the computer and do it again. That sometimes happens where you hit the button and it doesn't work. You gotta go back in there and hit the button again. Thank you, Dead Staruxo. Was Ho Chi Minh a communist? I hear mixed things. Ho Chi Minh was always a communist. There's this lie out there, like people make a lot of really stupid like lies where people say like, oh, Ho Chi Minh wasn't a communist, he admired America, and then later on, America betrayed him and he ended up becoming a communist. That's not true. Ho Chi Minh always hated America. He never admired America. He was a member of the French Communist Party in the 1920s, so he was always a communist his entire life. So this is not he didn't end up becoming a communist randomly in the 60s during the Vietnam War. That's not what happened. He was always a communist. Hey man, I seen your latest video about the griefer. Sad thing that happened to you. Thank you, thank you, dude. Thank you, man. I'm okay though. The thing is with I really don't usually get upset in a lot of my videos. I really don't. I usually get calm. But that video, the reason I got a bit upset about is because it was just, so many years of getting harassed by these toxic people on GTA, and I kind of like basically just, just basically said everything on my mind. How these people ruin the game, and how they're toxic as hell. Try doing it again, Fixated, if it's not working. One time I had to sell 15 times before it started, usually caused by people stuck in the clouds. Oh, okay. Okay, TJ. Well, yeah, like I said, Minion Dave, is, Ho Chi Minh was always a communist. Always. It's our time now. Let's get this started. If only Saints Row stuck to those roots, right, Pierce? Oh, man. Would you say that Xi Jinping is the way he is today because he saw that China went through 2 centuries of humiliation when they had the Opium Wars, Western invasion, and Japanese invasion in World War II? Here's the thing about China. Before the communists came to power in China, China went through the century of humiliation. What the century of humiliation was when China was basically just attacked by foreign powers constantly and humiliated, like in the Boxer Rebellion, for example, and also the Opium Wars. The Opium Wars was when British traders started selling opium in China, and the Chinese got pissed. These opium traders would end up paying taxes to Britain, and so Britain tolerated it. And China tried to arrest these opium dealers, and Britain basically said no, sent in their warships, bombed China, and forced China to sell opium, basically poisoning their people. That stuff. That was the century of humiliation. And then you also had Imperial Japan. Imperial Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931, when they invaded Manchuria. They took Manchuria from China, and then in 1937 they invaded the rest of China. And then the century of humiliation is believed to have ended in 1949, when Mao Zedong ended up taking power in China. But when it comes to Xi Jinping, Xi Jinping is a dictator. He is the most authoritarian leader that China has had in a very long time. He is pretty much the dictator. Now, China would argue, oh, the communist, parliament has like a lot of power, and the Politburo. But in reality, Xi pretty much controls everything. Xi is in charge of everything. He controls everything in China. He is, the dictator of the entire country. Now, about him, and this is what's really scary about Xi Jinping, is Xi Jinping is getting older, and Xi Jinping is obsessed with his legacy. He is absolutely obsessed with his legacy. And the thing is, a dictator like him, he wants to be known in China for something. He wants to be remembered in China for something. And do you know what he wants his legacy to be? He wants his legacy to be Taiwan. That's what he wants to be remembered for. He wants to be remembered as the guy who ended up getting Taiwan for China. That's what he wants to be remembered as. And that, as he's getting older, he might get desperate, and he might, might want to try to take Taiwan. He might try to. That's what he's obsessed with being his legacy. He wants that to be his legacy. And the really scary thing about China, this is what a lot of people don't know about China, is that China could conquer all of Taiwan. It could. But here's the thing about China, is China does not need to actually invade Taiwan to conquer it. What China could do is they could take hundreds of warships and just blockade Taiwan. Just take hundreds of ships and just completely surround it, not let anything in. And Taiwan is a very urbanized island. Taiwan would not have enough food to produce for itself, and it will be starved out. It relies a lot on imports from other countries for food. And so if China did that, Taiwan would starve themselves out until they would surrender. That is what China's goal would be. It would not, like a lot of people think that China's going to send paratroopers into Taiwan, or they're going to send like a naval invasion. No, it's not going to happen. If they're going to invade Taiwan, they're going to surround it, and they're going to blockade it, and they're basically going to starve them out until they surrender. That's what China will do. That's their plan on how they would take over Taiwan. And like I said, Xi Jinping is obsessed with his legacy, and as that dictator gets older, he might get desperate, and he wants to be remembered as the guy who took over Taiwan in Chinese history. Oh no, I agree with you, Mason. I think that Taiwan is an independent country. I don't think it should ever be part of China. The nationalists, the Kuomintang, they've always been much better people than the communists. The nationalists had their problems too, but they were always much better people than the communists. Much better people. Hey professional, can I add you for the next GTA or Red Dead Redemption 2 stream because I want to make money on both games? Thank you, Caliber. I can add you, but I'm not going to add anybody until March 1st. I made a pledge, and I'm not going to add anybody until March 1st. I just had to take a break from adding people because of the griefer incident we had. We had a guy that added me on a stream, and, went in and started basically causing a bunch of crap. I'm not saying you're going to do that, don't worry. I don't think you would do that, but I just have to be fair to everyone. So that's basically what it is I'm not adding anybody until March 1st. So I will add you on March 1st, Caliber. You just come by my stream on March 1st, like around there. I don't know what day is even March 1st gonna be. It's a Sunday, right? It's gonna be March 1st. So yeah, so come by on March 1st and I'll add you. Just make sure you tell me on March 1st and I'll add you. Let me see here. Okay, I'm gonna end up joining another MC here. Let me try joining another MC. Hey Pro, I just want to say I appreciate you and your dedication. Thank you, Jays. Jays, if I'm reading your name correctly, thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on the Ukrainian soldiers wearing SS patches on their uniforms? Yes, that is true. Some Ukrainian soldiers have done that. That is not a conspiracy. That has happened. It's not to say the whole Ukrainian army is like that, but there have been some Ukrainian soldiers that have done that. And the thing about this is let me help Nikki first. There is this very common flag that is in Ukraine today. If anybody's ever seen this Ukrainian flag on the news, it's like a flag that's half red and half black. If you've ever seen that flag, that is the flag of UPA, which is the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, and UPA were basically Ukrainian fascists during World War II. That is what they were. They were led by this guy called Stefan Bandera, who mass murdered 250,000 Polish people in the Volyn genocide. This happened in 1943. And the UPA originally collaborated with the Nazis, but then when the Nazis didn't need them anymore, they betrayed them. They had Stefan Bandera arrested, sent to a concentration camp, and Bandera's supporters basically went into Polish villages and just butchered everybody. They killed everybody. It was really it was really brutal. They cut off kids' heads with axes. They burned people alive. There was actually a Polish resistance member that was trying to meet with them to coordinate with them against the Nazis, but what they did was they tied him to a tree and a horse, and they had the guy ripped in half. This was a real thing that happened, and this was Ukrainian ultranationalists that did this during World War II. Now, in modern-day Ukraine, there's a lot of statues dedicated to Bandera, a lot of them, and the government regards him as a hero. In the Ukrainian history textbooks, they don't really talk about the horrible things he did, the collaboration with the Nazis, the massacres he did. That's not really talked about much, and that's why Poland has been pissed. Like, Poland's the country where my parents are from. Like, everybody in Poland knows who Stefan Bandera is. Like, everybody knows, and everybody despises him. And that's one of the reasons that Ukraine and Poland can never really truly get along, because Poland has tried to make attempts to get along with Ukraine. They have, but unfortunately, there's Ukrainian politicians that do not want to condemn Bandera. They don't want to get rid of the Bandera statues, and that pisses off a lot of Polish people. And I'm not defending Russia in this whole thing. The only thing I'm saying is that there's some really bad people also in the Ukrainian government, and that basically defend this, this genocidal maniac, Bandera. So, worshiping a genocidal maniac as your country's national hero is not a good thing to do at all. Don't they idolize Stefan Bandera? There are people in the Ukrainian government that do idolize him, but that is true. Let me see here. Hey, Pro, have you ever played Sleeping Dogs? Also, how can I grow my channel? I do food reviews mainly at my house. Plus, I now do weekly recaps of my week. You do food reviews? Reply to every single comment that you get. Whenever you get comments, reply to them. You're probably a smaller channel, so you can do that, because when you do reply to comments, a lot of people like that. Like I'll give you an example. For example, like, a lot of people come to my channel a lot of people do. Like my channel, like what we're almost at 1,100 people watching right now. And as you know about me, I'm not a funny guy. I don't make people laugh. I don't make jokes. So I'm not here to make people laugh. I'm not good at it. Even if I tried to be funny, I wouldn't be successful at being funny. I do sometimes make people laugh, but when I do make people laugh, it's unintentional. Like, it's just some things that I just happen to say and people find that funny. But largely, I'm not a funny guy. I never have been. People come to my channel because they like, listening to me talk, and they like listening to me read comments. I'm an information guy. I like to talk about things, explain things, make guides and stuff like that. And so a lot of people come to my channel because I do one simple thing that a lot of YouTubers don't. And do you know what that one simple thing I do is? I read comments. A lot of YouTubers, they don't read comments. They don't. They just ignore comments. So, like, you will have, like, YouTubers that will, like, they'll even get donations and they don't reply to them. And I personally think that's stupid. If you get a donation, you should at least read it. At least do that. I don't understand how somebody can get a donation and you don't even acknowledge them, you don't even thank them. Like, personally, for me, I think that's disgusting. But that's unfortunately how some YouTubers are. Now, I can't read every single comment. There's, hundreds of comments, so I can't read every single thing that pops up. But that's just, I do my best to try to read as many comments as I can. And people appreciate that. People come to my streams, they know that I read as many comments as I can, and they like that I read comments. So that's it. You are unintentionally funny, I guess, in a way. And you're a history guy. Well, thank you for that. But yes, that's what I would... The advice that I would give you, Life of Mikey, is try to reply to as many comments as you can. If you do live streams, use a webcam, because people like seeing you. And reply to as many comments as you can, because people really do appreciate that. When YouTubers interact with them and they read comments, they do really appreciate that. Like I said, you don't have to be a funny guy to be successful on YouTube. Like, I'm not a funny guy at all, and a lot of people like watching me. Hello, Pro. Hope your day is good. Will you react to the why GTA 6 will suck video? What? Somebody made a video like that? Why GTA 6 will suck? What? I don't... You can't make a claim like that when the game hasn't even come out. Like what? I'm doing the Union Depository contract for the auto shop, and an NPC stole my getaway vehicle. Is there a fix? It's so annoying. That's the first time I've heard about it. And an NPC stole your car? This is first time I'm hearing about this, Snowy Imp. Gotta go. Got school tomorrow. Take care, Patrick. See you next time. Thank you, GTA Gar. I'll see you. Take care, dude. It's a rage bait video? Oh, okay. I've been getting confused. Yeah, now I'm getting confused. Okay, waiting for his business. Hey, Rational, can you do a playthrough of this Splinter Cell Chaos Theory that came out in 2005? It's a stealth game. Yeah, I'll do playthroughs of these games one day. Okay, wait, this is the,
How you doing?
I don't believe in this argument, when people, hang on, let me, what is it here? I kill my character, and I think I can, avoid, like, being high on this mission, right? Because that's what's so annoying is this mission is when your character is, like, high. Let me see if I can do this here. So, look, here's what I will say about this, right? There are people out there that are saying that GTA 6 is, like, woke and, a bunch of this stuff, and I don't accept that argument. Like, I don't, oh, great, I guess it didn't work here, so I'm still getting, like, I'm still getting the blurry screen and stuff like that. I thought I could avoid it. Okay. So what I was getting back to and what I was saying here, people are saying that GTA 6 is gonna be woke, right? And I don't like woke stuff in games. So don't get me wrong. But now, whenever I ask people like, how is GTA 6 woke, they always say the exact same thing, and they say, oh, it's Lucia. Like, what does Lucia being a playable character have to do with being woke? It has nothing to do whatsoever with being woke. If you want to look at a woke game, look at Saints Row, the Saints Row reboot. That's woke. So I don't know, like, they cannot make me any kind of argument. Like, is GTA Online woke because you can play as a female character? No, it's not. So, like, sometimes people will just, throw around these terms, like just saying that GTA 6 is gonna be woke because you have a playable female character. I think it's one of the stupidest dumb things I've heard. If a game's woke, it's like Saints Row, not like, not GTA 6. So I don't think there's really anything wrong with GTA 6. And honestly speaking, I think that it'll be interesting seeing it from a female gangster's perspective, because we have never seen when I really think about it, I don't think there's ever been an open world crime game where you play as a female gangster. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think has there ever been a crime game where you play as a female gangster? I don't think so, really. So it's it's gonna be different, it's gonna be unique. And also, really, when you think about it, remember Catalina? Remember Catalina in the old GTA games? Like, Catalina could have been a playable character. She could have been a playable character in the old GTA games. And so, like, I never bought this argument that stuff, GTA 6 is woke and, and a bunch of stuff like that. I just don't believe it. I will say this, though. What was it? Like, a woke game that I can think of is, like, Battlefield 6. Not Battlefield 6, Battlefield 5. Battlefield 5 was woke. Because Battlefield 5 had, like, this rewriting of history, where Battlefield 5, you had, like, women soldiers in the American army, and the British army, and the German army, and the Japanese army. It was just stupid. Like, women did fight in World War II, but they didn't fight in frontline combat in the American military. That did not happen. They didn't fight in the British military in frontline combat. Women fought in the resistance. French resistance, Dutch resistance, Soviet, resistance, Polish resistance, and women served in only 2 armies in World War II. They served in the Polish army. There was Polish infantry women units, and they also served in the Soviet army, where there was over 2 million women served in frontline combat in the Soviet army. So that's where that's one game that I can think of that was woke. It was Battlefield 5. It was a rewriting of history, but I don't see any of that in, like, GTA 6. In GTA 6, I don't see that stuff happening. So when people say that, like, GTA 6 is woke, what? Because, like, you have a playable female character? No, it's not. So that's stupid. I don't buy that argument. Mexico is going crazy right now. Well, El Mencho got killed. The leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel.
So you don't want to get in serious trouble, huh? Okay, leave it with me.
Okay. There we go, done. Okay. I missed a milestone super chat? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Hey Pro, hope your day is good. Will you react to why... Yeah, oh, that was yours, Thank you for being a member of my channel for almost 4 years, DHC. I have to look up that video. And thank you, Amethyst Dragon. Would I ever consider doing a Cyberpunk playthrough in the future? Also, in 2 days, it's my birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday to Amethyst Dragon 89. Everyone say happy birthday to him. Happy birthday, dude. And yes, I would consider playing Far Cry one day. Who else made a, did I miss somebody else's super, raccoon? I missed somebody else's thing here. You heard what's happening in Mexico? Yes. El Mencho got assassinated, and the Jalisco, New Generation cartel is reacting very violently. I missed your super chat. It was under DHC's. Oh, I just read it. Was that one it? Didn't Battlefield 1 did the same thing with Battlefield 5? A little bit, but not entirely, not as bad as Battlefield 6. Like, for example, the female battalion that exists in Battlefield 1 in the Russian army, in World War I, that existed, that was a real thing that happened. so that wasn't something that was made up. The one thing that some people got I remember were complaining about is that they were saying that in the German army in Battlefield 1, the German sniper was a black colonial soldier, and the thing about that is that the German army did have black colonial soldiers in World War I. They did. But it was not in Europe. I think in Europe there was only one battalion of colonial soldiers. Almost all of Germany's colonial soldiers, like 95% of them, fought in the African theater in World War I, which we didn't even see in Battlefield 1. So that was, Mencho got killed. Yes, Mencho is dead. Love from Bangladesh. Well, thank you, Nick, if I'm reading your name correctly. Thank you, dude. Yes, I'll play Scarface for the 20-year anniversary this year. Would I visit Africa? Oh yeah. The country that I really wanted to visit in Africa one day was Botswana. That was a country I've always wanted to see. That country, the reason I always wanted to see Botswana as a country is because the leader of the country, the president, he's not alive anymore. But he really did a lot for his country, and he modernized his country, and he built a very successful economy. Like Botswana is one of the most successful countries in Africa, and it did really well. And it was because there was no corruption in the country. Like, well, I mean, you can't say there was no corruption, but it was almost none. Botswana is a very interesting history. It is. It was a former British colony, and the backstory on the history there is that when Britain left the country, they found large diamond reserves. And they're very lucky that they found those diamond reserves right after Britain left, or else Britain would have stolen all of that. Now, what happened is the president of the country, the prime minister, he was the former king of Botswana. And he never liked the idea of being king. He thought that was wrong. And so what he did was he abolished the monarchy. So it was a king who gave up his own power. Imagine that. A king who abolishes the royal family. I've never heard about a king doing something like that. And what he did was he ran for prime minister, and he ended up winning. And he became prime minister. And what he did was he took all of that diamond money, and he reinvested it back into the country. And he built big cities in Botswana. He modernized the country, railroad tracks, roads, hospitals, and he raised their living standards. And the living standards of the Botswanans increased by like 200%. So like Botswana is a very successful country in Africa. It's a fairly rich country. It's handled very well. And the thing about this is that a lot of other countries around Botswana are very poor, and they're very badly run, but that's because of corruption. So like Botswana is that example. It shows you what happens when you don't tolerate corruption. When you actually have a good leader who actually cares about his people and loves his people and reinvests back into his country, you can have a very successful country like that. But all the other countries around, Botswana, a lot of them are very corrupt, and they have very corrupt leaders who basically they steal everything. Yeah, they steal everything. They don't care about their people at all. They just care about getting the next Mercedes car from the taxpayer. That's basically it. Buying their wife some luxury coat for these corrupt politicians. Let me see here. Oh, I missed a bunch of comments. Which GTA characters from the 3D universe would you like to see a crossover with the HD universe? It's never going to happen. But if I was to see a crossover, who would I like to see? Maybe an older Tommy Vercetti. That. Hey Zeus, thank you for the super chat. Maybe seeing what happened to Claude too. And thank you, Sleep Punch Man. Hey Pro, please check your email this week. Sent you a paid collab proposal the other day. Thanks and have a good night. Thank you, Da. I'll take a look at your email later tonight. Thank you, man, for the super chat. Oh no, come on. Damn, I can't believe I flew that far, too, with that. Damn, okay. Oh, I'm not sure, Skull. Hold on. Ever stop motion animation? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, come on. No. Okay, let's go get out of here with this. Is the GTA 6 hype dying? A little bit, but whenever they release a new trailer, it's gonna go back up. Wow, look at what we're at 1,314 people watching. It's the most popular stream I've had in a long time. Thank you everybody for coming by. If you're enjoying the stream, you know, do drop a like if you're enjoying the stream. What are your thoughts on the president of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, and would you consider him a dictator? Yeah, Azerbaijan is a dictatorship. It is. He's a very authoritarian leader. There's no question about that. That country is a dictatorship. Yeah, it is. Am I getting GTA 6 on launch? Oh, of course. I'm on PS5. What's that one? Is that the Liberty City Stories mod? The one you're talking about? How about the leader of Turkey? You're talking about Erdogan. About Erdogan, I don't know if I would say that Turkey is a full-on dictatorship, but it is, he is a very authoritarian-like president. Definitely. Very authoritarian-like president. The thing I'll say about Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, I saw him make a really stupid statement the other day, like a really stupid statement, where he said that Turkey has never engaged in colonialism. That's what he said. He said Turkey has never engaged in colonialism. And, you know, as somebody who likes history a lot, that statement, you know, personally pisses me off. It pisses me off so much when people try to deny history, when they try to rewrite history. I've never liked that. That pisses me off a ton. But he's an idiot. A complete idiot. Oh, yeah, Turkey has never had colonies. One of the stupidest things that I've heard about. What about, you know, Bosnia, Albania, you know, Serbia, you know, what about Greece? You know, what about Iraq, Syria, you know, parts of Saudi Arabia? You know, what about their invasion of Austria too? So, you know, what about what they did to Romania? So, like, they're, you know, the amount of countries that the Ottomans have invaded, you know, and also parts of North Africa too, you know, trying to make the argument, oh, you know, Turkey has never had, you know, engaged in colonialism is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. You know, the amount of, like, you know, countries that the Ottomans have conquered. But, you know, the way he sees it, he's like, oh, it's not imperialism, it's liberation. That's the way he looks at it. It's not imperialism, it's liberation. So he's, like I said, he's a moron. No, I did not know that, Gunner. Let's see here. Who are we gonna help? I guess we'll go to help Fixated again. Armenia, right. How could I forget about Armenia? Yeah, after what Armenia experienced, having 1 million of their people murdered by Turkey, which the government of Turkey to this day denies that. They denied the Armenian genocide. They say that, oh, it never happened. Bulgaria, yep, Bulgaria's one too. You know, they claim that that never happened, that the Armenian genocide is all made up, when no, there's documented proof, there's victims. That's just, honestly, Erdogan should read a history book, but, you know, he's too ignorant to even do that. Thank you, Brandon. Enter a delivery vehicle. Oh, it's over there. We're now at 1,300 viewers, so thank you guys. Have we set a record, chat? Also, are you locking in a Wolverine if it actually comes out in Q3? Yeah, I could probably give the game a try to play it. Yeah, I could. Do you believe that Kurdistan should have been its own country after the fall of the Ottoman Empire? If Kurdistan became its own country, you know, their people wouldn't have suffered a lot, which they've suffered a lot over the last century. But the problem with Kurdistan is that Kurdistan is occupied by 3 countries. It's occupied by Turkey, Iran, and Iraq. The country, I know that in, what is it, in, I don't know how the Iranians treat the Kurds. I have no idea. But I know that in Iraq, like, the Kurds have, like, their own state, kind of like, it's still part of Iraq, but it's kind of like their own state with their own, like, language and local government. But the Turks really treat the Kurds, like, badly, really badly. The government of Turkey does not think that the Kurds are, like, an ethnic group. They think that it's, like, a made-up fake ethnic group. They treat them very badly. There was actually a Kurdish mayor that was elected in Turkey a couple years ago, and the second that this guy got elected, the Turkish government arrested him for corruption. All these allegations of corruption, and it was like the first Kurdish mayor that was there. So, Kurds have experienced a lot of hardships in Turkey. Oh, and they're also in Syria. How could I forget about that? Syria. There's also part of Kurdistan is in Syria as well. How could I forget that too? Let's get over here. Okay, 3. Thank you, Mr. Rod West, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, man. Do you think that Turkey would be a lot different if the Gallipoli campaign was a success? Not necessarily, because I mean, the war might have just ended a lot quicker. But no,
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I haven't seen... Zulu, isn't that like a 1970s movie? What do I think the sound design in GTA 6 will be like? The gun sounds and the helicopter sounds were extremely lacking in 5, especially older helis. Yeah, I hope the sound design is pretty good. Thank you, Appalachian. I hope we have a really good soundtrack too, because the radio music in GTA 5, I don't like it. It's probably my least favorite radio music. My favorite radio songs are probably in Vice City. San Andreas has some good music too, but... Hi, Venge. I can help you with your heist. No, I haven't seen Hotel Rwanda, but I know it's the movie about the Rwandan genocide. Why are medical supplies and narcotics more valuable? They just are. It's just narcotics, chemical, and medical are all worth the exact same. So it's just do 50 crates of medical, 50 crates of narcotic, or 50 crates of chemical. If you do, 25 crates of one, you get a bonus. So that's what I'll say about that. What did you say, Extreme? Yes, I can fixate it. No, I've never watched Don't Be a Menace. Alternative metal has been really neglected in GTA. What's alternative metal? Thank you, Appalachian. It's not like Channel X? Can you post it again, Extreme? Not having a good day right now, but hey, I'm still around and I want to say hi. I'm sorry for melting down over Saints Row and Call of Duty earlier. It's fine. It's fine. You're good, Mr. Waifu. Don't worry about it, dude. What kind of drop-offs are these? Yeah, this mission doesn't appear a lot. It's for the hangar sale here. Crimson Desert, what's that about? Thank you, Andre, for subscribing. Am I making an updated solo money guide? Yes, I do plan on doing that. Okay, 2 more drops. Hey, NW Gamer. Do you think GTA 6 could save AAA gaming and force game developers to put more effort in? No. I mean, The thing is, I don't think there's going to be really anything that's going to compare to GTA 6 for many years after it comes out. There we go. Good work, everyone. I don't think they'll kill Saints Row off like that, though. Hopefully, you know. I mean, I don't think they'll kill GTA 6 off like Saints Row, but hopefully that's... I don't think that's going to happen, at least. El Mencho is apparently dead. Yes, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. Do you think GTA 6's launch will be as bad as 5's? The single player, no. The online, I think, is going to be a disaster. I think the online, the servers are going to break. I don't think that the servers are going to be able to hold up all those people trying to play online at once. Did you know Eritrea's dictator trained in Mao's China in the 60s to fight for Eritrean independence? That I didn't know, but Eritrea is a brutal dictatorship. Channel X was punk rock. I've never really been a big fan of punk rock. I think hard rock and alternative metal is more like Tool, Godsmack, and Disturbed. Okay. Does Belgium recognize the atrocities committed in the Congo during the reign of Leopold II Pro? I think they do. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard anything about Belgium denying the atrocities that they've done there, unless I'm wrong. You know, Belgium did some horrible things in the Congo. You know, a small peaceful country like Belgium, you look at a country like that today, and you think, you know, all this country couldn't have done, you know, such horrible things, but they did. You know, they were, you know, it goes to show you that in history, even the most smallest, you know, most peaceful countries today, they could have had a really dark history, and that's exactly what Belgium did. Belgium did some pretty, you know, evil, horrible things. But that's why there were so many pictures of people in the Congo that didn't have hands, because the Belgians, they would cut off the hands of slaves in the Congo all the time. They thought that, you know, you weren't working hard enough, they would cut off your hands. It was really really horrible what happened. Oh, somebody's oppressor got stolen? Huh.
Okay.
And, you know, GTA 6, what I'll say about it is GTA 6 better have dedicated servers. It better. Oh no. I'll see you, Brandon. Take care, dude. Do I watch UFC? Nah, I've never really been much into UFC. If I'm gonna watch anything, it's gonna be boxing. I've never been much into UFC. El Mencho's son is captured by Mexican military. I heard. Yeah. The thing is, I'm really curious if Mexico actually did this operation, you know, because they actually wanted to get rid of Mencho, or if the Mexican government was working for another rival cartel, because that's entirely possible. They could have been working for a rival cartel, because Mexico has not taken out a cartel boss in a very long time. Do I like DayZ? DayZ was, I played DayZ before, but DayZ isn't fun unless you play it with friends. Oh, that was close. We almost hit the bridge. If you sing a song on stream, is it considered copyright? Yes. It very much can be considered copyright. If you sing the lyrics of a song, yes, you can actually get copyright claim for that. Now, it's a lot harder for the copyright AI thing to pick it up, but it can. So if you guys remember when what was it? When I played the Saints Row reboot, I turned off copyrighted music. So there's like a streamer mode. When you turn on streamer mode, you cannot get you know, copyright claims. But guess what? I still got a copyright claim. You know what I got a copyright claim for? I got a copyright claim for that stupid cringe karaoke scene. You know, the Love Shack crap? I got a copyright claim for that. And so it wasn't even the song, it was the cringe saints that were singing Love Shack. And I got a copyright claim for that. Oh crap, and now we have to protect the buyer's associates yet this mission. Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
This is my ride, stupid. Damn it, down. You fucking idiot.
No, Extreme, you're not gonna get banned. And Muhammad, thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Blessed Popeyes, for subscribing. Look, guys, Extreme, if I don't see your comment, just post your comment again. Don't tell me to read up top, because it's harder for me to, you know, go back through all the comments. We got 1,500 people watching right now, so it's hard for me to go through the comments. Just if I miss your comment, just post the same comment again, the exact same thing, and I'll try to find it. Just do that. What's the next playthrough after Kiwami 2? 50 Cent Blood in the Sand. Apparently, I only have one part left of Kiwami 2.
Just to let you know.
It'll be a 50 Cent game, Gunner. You gotta check it out because it's so ridiculous. Can we do my Cayo heist? I'm gonna help Fixated first with his heist, and then I can help you guys with your heist. Let me help Fixated first. Gangs of London is terrible. It's an okay game. It was for being on a PSP. It was actually a decent game on the PSP. Yeah, I know. Like it's crazy the amount of people that we got watching today. Like this is the most that I've had in a very long time. You know, 1,500 people watching. Thank you everybody for coming by the stream. If you guys enjoy my streams, please subscribe to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody for the the support on the stream. It's like the old days, like back in 2019 when we used to have like 1,000 people watching every stream. So it's thank you everybody for coming by. Yeah, Blood on the Sand is short. I'm gonna try to fit Spider-Man in sometime this year. Blinded Eagle. Do you think GTA 6 will have a Cyberpunk type launch? No, because the amount of effort they've put into it, I don't think they're gonna let something like that happen. The single player is gonna launch without problems, but the online is gonna have issues. I just like hearing random information dumps and lore dumps. Well, thank you. You'll still do my heist? Yes. You the man, pro. Thank you, Long John. Yeah, yeah. Look. We got a lot of people watching today. We got 1,500 people watching peak today. Yeah. Who has the coolest name in the GTA series? Probably El Rubio. Just that name alone. That's probably, Blondie, the blonde. That's what it means. So that's probably the coolest name was that one. Not as bad as Erdogan, but a little bad, Chase. I'm in AP history right now. Why was Woodrow Wilson important? Well, Woodrow Wilson was the guy who created the federal income tax in 1913. He was also the guy who got America involved in World War I, even though he promised he wouldn't. Woodrow Wilson was a really scummy president, massive scumbag. He also put people in prison for protesting America's involvement in World War One. No, don't give me 30%. No. Give me 15%. Give me the lowest cut. No. Give my cut to someone else. Don't give me this much. I didn't help with any of the preps or anything. Give my cut to them. Just give me 15% and give it to them if you want to give it to anyone. Don't give it to me. Woodrow Wilson. Here's the thing about Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was also showed a Ku Klux Klan movie in the White House. Birth of a Nation. It was a propaganda, racist Ku Klux Klan movie. He showed that in the movie in the White House. He also segregated the federal government. So he was not a good man at all. Woodrow Wilson was a massive scumbag, one of the worst presidents in American history. And guys, every single time you have to pay your income tax at the end of the year, you can thank Woodrow Wilson for that, because it's Woodrow Wilson who did that crap. So that's terrible president. Got us involved in World War I. 100,000 Americans died in World War I. Massive racist, showing Ku Klux Klan movies in the White House, and created the income tax. So it's a terrible president overall. How did Angus end up in a wheelchair in GTA 4 The Lost and Damned? Billy caused an accident. Billy caused an accident, which caused him to get injured.
Okay, they're expecting these chips today, so get over there in the group sex van. Unless you're total idiots, you'll walk in without any problems. Seeing you dressed up
Huge fan from Bosnia. How are you? I'm good, Yugoslavia. How are you, dude?
it's like your kids putting on their uniforms.
You're too kind, a professional. Thank you.
Only I don't have kids. Just some pretty basic AI experiments that swear at me in Russian and want to destroy the world. We all love in our own ways. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Let's rob this thing.
You nut job?
Okay, you're there. Drive in past the garage entrance and follow the road to the racetrack. The tunnel entrance is
Randoms in GTA 5 can be a bit ridiculous in heist, yes.
Don't forget, you are private security, like a cop who couldn't
We probably will never see Angus again, though, unfortunately.
You're really getting off on the power and keep your heads down.
Sorry, Pro, for posting the scroll up all the time. It's okay, Extreme. Just post your comment again, and I'll see it, dude. It's not a big deal. It's fine, dude. Am I gonna do a Johnny Klebitz lore? Yes, I'll do one.
Now play it cool. You're doing your usual day-to-day delivery job. You've done this 1,000 times. You're earlier than expected.
Yeah, I agree with you, Isaiah. I don't think the federal income tax is ever gonna go away.
Go straight through and
You still go to the gym? Yes, I was at the gym 2 days ago. I started going again.
out of the vault.
Favorite food? Oh, that's easy. Sushi.
I thought you were gonna get shot in the face for a second there. Okay, now get in the elevator and remember, inconspicuous.
Guys, make sure you change your game setting to fidelity mode, because if you don't, you could actually get the glitch where you get trapped in the man trap. It's annoying, I know, but...
Using an elevator. No?
Fidelity mode, there we go.
Security checks coming up. You can do this. You keep your cool. Don't be nervous.
It does, Drifter kids.
Who's nervous? Not this.
Howdy. You looking for the vault? Right up ahead.
Y'all here for the vault, yeah? Alright, you're gonna need your key cards to get into the man trap there. 2-card system. Swipe at the same time.
Yes. Come on.
Do tryhards suck at Max Payne 3 multiplayer? Well, in Max Payne 3 multiplayer, all people do is they use bomb suits and dual Desert Eagles. That's all people do. Bomb suits and dual Desert Eagles.
Okay, so far so bueno. Push on to the vault. There'll be a guard there.
Oh, you're here. Why didn't they say something? Man, they never tell me.
I'm getting out all the diamonds on the left side. You ever watch No Country for Old Men? Yes, I seen that one. That was a long time ago. That was, what, 2007 when that movie came out? Thank you, Robert Vance, for subscribing.
Ain't much getting through here. There.
I can't believe YouTube allows really long names. Wow, insane. That's a funny name. Thank you for subscribing to the channel.
Seeing as we stayed under the radar, we have
Thank you, Hayes Halo, for subscribing to the channel.
your hacker can block the security sensors while you're in the vault, but only for a while. If the system goes quiet for too long, it triggers the alarm as a failsafe. And
Thank you, Hygor, for subscribing to the channel.
alarm goes off in here, they'll flood the place with nerve agent. No? Okay, well, I'm mentioning it now. If you're making good time in there, try getting into some of the lock boxes.
Yes, I heard about El Mencho's death. Thoughts on Fox News? Well, I just stay away from all of the media, Isaiah. All of it is just biased. CNN, Fox, you know, MSNBC, all of it is just a joke. Okay, we're gonna get all the diamonds. We'll get everything here. There we go, done. Okay, everyone's getting... Okay, I'm gonna start drilling boxes. Agent Sabotage was an okay DLC. At 15 seconds, we leave, guys. 15 seconds, everyone, just stop what you're doing and leave. Happy Sunday. Take care, Afina. Thank you, and thank you for being a member of my channel for 3 years, Afina. Thank you.
40 seconds. 30 seconds. 20 seconds left. Don't dawdle. Perfect. Now get out before they smell a rat.
Good work, everyone. Nice take.
Perfect. Perfect.
We might be able to get Elite Challenge if we push this. Let's do it.
We cleaned him out. Okay, let's see if we can make the way out as smooth as the way in. Get your key cards ready.
Would you rather be blind in one eye or deaf in one ear? Ugh. I'd rather have both my eyes. What's something that GTA 6 should do better than GTA Online for the criminal empire? Focus on crime, like more role-playing stuff. That's what I say, more role-playing stuff. None of this, you know, crazy non-stop futuristic action and all the other stuff.
Y'all done in here? Hey, listen, that fella on the vault door, how'd he look? We snuck a double-strength laxative in his coffee. He'll be
What if GTA Online have blue, movie business DLC? What do you mean? What is that? Thank you, Never Killed Anyone, for the super chat.
Came through the checkpoint. Nothing to see here. Okay, I need you to stay calm. They've seen what you did to the vault, and now the whole place is locking down fast. They know you're still in the building. Just keep moving and keep quiet. Time to change your outfits. We need a fresh start if you're gonna make it out of here under the radar. Very sharp. Now relax, channel your inner self-important douchebag, and waltz right through the front door. They're closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace. Security is
Okay, we're
sweeping
doing
the
good.
whole building. Stay one step ahead, or this whole thing goes south. As long as you stay calm, those outfits should get you from here to the exit. The cops aren't letting anybody through the perimeter, so you'll have to do that the old-fashioned way.
Good work, everyone. Apple is never going to stop releasing iPhones. They're making too much money from it. They will never stop. Which GTA 4 DLC is the best in your opinion? The Lost and Damned or the Ballad of Gay Tony? It's a tough one. I think the Lost and Damned had a little bit of a better story, but Ballad of Gay Tony had better gameplay and weapons. It's hard to believe your channel has been around for 10 years. Yep.
But don't push your luck. Stay away from the cops. Remember, they know the vault's been hit, but they don't know who
Change
you
back
are
to performance. Yeah, do it in one moment here.
Patrols sweeping the whole place, and all the civilians have been evacuated. So if they see you, they'll know it's you. So just stay out of their way, keep your cool, and get to the buyer. The driver has the getaway car in position. I've pinged you the GPS. Get to the buyer, don't bring the cops, and we're home free. You should avoid the bulk of the cops this way. The only thing that matters is making it to your ride.
How are you breathing through that mask? I'm fine. There's plenty of holes in the mask. The mask doesn't bother me at all. Okay, I'm gonna drive one. these cops. And we can, I'm hoping that we can get, Elite Challenge done on this. Should lose the cops right now. There we go. I always like the challenge of losing the cops without the tunnel or the helicopter. I just think it's much better. Thank you, Zombie Enthusiast. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Go. Pro, what do you think the GTA 6 theme song could sound like? I think it will be a modern version of GTA Vice City and Vice City Stories theme song, but Cuban Bahamas theme to it. Yeah, I think so too. I think it will. Yep. It's gonna definitely be some kind of Vice City theme, but it's gonna be more modern. My favorite GTA gang car, the Leone Sentinel. Yeah. Leone Sentinel. Did we make it? Let's see if we got Elite Challenge. Oh, come on. 17 seconds. We were off by 17 seconds. Top 5 most powerful families in games. If the most powerful Mafia family would probably be the Commission Mafia 3, because they're comprised of so many families. Leone's also in the GTA series. The Corleones in the Godfather series, definitely, in those Godfather games. I think GTA marketing is going to start earlier than August. I think we're going to see it maybe June, July. You know, we got 9 months until GTA 6. Think about that. 9 months. Oh, wait. I got to mute this. Copyright. Music Mafia will claim the video. What if GTA Online has the Blue Movie DLC? Like the DLC just making and selling 2 rock rubbing films while making sure everyone's ethical? I don't think they'll do something like that. Besides, I don't even know what that is. The first time I'm hearing about this stuff. What is this? Is like manhunt movies or something? Thank you, Never Killed Anyone, for the super chat. Do you know about The Man in the Arena by Teddy Roosevelt? No, no. What is that? Okay, who else needs help with a Who else here needs help with a heist? Who else? JBK. Okay. Thank you, Extreme 2 Swagger. What do I think of GTA 5 theme song? I like GTA 4. It's okay. I think GTA 4's is my favorite one too. Or actually, Liberty City Stories is probably my favorite theme song. Was that one? No, Rockstar's not going to put every GTA map in the game. That's going to be in, like, the next-gen consoles if they ever do anything like that. Tomorrow I'll have the final part of Yakuza. You said you would do mine, Pro. I'm going to do yours also. I'm going to help JBK here, and then I'll do yours. Is Dead Rising 2 cross-platform? What do you mean? It's on PS4 and Xbox One, the remastered, but I don't think the online is crossplay, no. Okay, let's do it here. Oh, this heist could be really annoying, this one, yeah. Ready whenever you are. Let's do it. Yep, tequila. Tequila, here we go.
GPS locked. I have your position. I will also access compound CCTV to see you when you are there. You know what I like about you, boss? You're never afraid to return to the scene of the crime. Even if it involves...
I'm on, I think, performance mode right now, yes. Ray tracing, I think it's like shadows, right? I want the Max Payne remake, but I don't know when that's coming out.
Okay, next up, maintenance.
Yeah, I'm gonna play GTA Advance one day. Crime Boss, yeah, I wanna go back and play the game one day too. Damn, no keys.
Will know every soldier under their command. No disguise will fool them.
Sí, César. Recién estaba hablando con él.
God damn, we gotta find the other key. There, I got it. Okay, coming back.
Good thinking. Always check the safe.
Okay.
He has a fingerprint scan here too? Alright, we follow the usual plan. Cycle through the partial prints to match the target print, and the tool will do the rest.
I'm going to bed now, Pro. Take care, chat. I'll see you, Visionary. Hey, Truth, San Andreas. Video sales in the U.S. dropped 27% in November 2025 versus 2024. And some surveys have a lower gaming participation a year over. Global gym revenue keeps growing. Industry up 8%. What do I think? Huh. Oh, great. Here we go. Now it's, Now it's here comes the war now. Video sales. What do you you mean video games then? If more people are going to the gym, it's definitely I guess a good thing too.
We shot through the leg or through hip flask. I think you know which one he chose.
Okay.
Listen for moments such as this. It looks like they have sealed off the drainage pipe you used to get in here. You will have to find another way out.
Okay.
More cards. Timing is everything.
Open this quick.
Together now.
Here. Guys.
Just because you're fleeing the crime scene of the century does not mean there is no time for opportunistic theft, yes? You like it, you take it.
Okay. There's only one gold in here. Okay. This is my first time catching a live. Well, hey, Walsh family. How you doing, dude? What? Go this way, guys. Go around them.
Do not get distracted by the view. If you fall, I did not bring hose to wash you off the rocks. You're not thinking of jumping, are you? I thought we were getting along so well.
Cover me. They're coming in. Cover. Careful, the Juggernaut is right there.
de puta!
Over here, everyone, quick. When this, cover us.
¡Hijo de puta!
Oh no. Okay, well. Go. Crap. Quick, okay, hit the button quick. It's okay, JBK, don't worry about it.
Yes, you are clear of the compound. This is the final street. Find your way through the last cars and we get out of here. Your GPS should have the location of your extraction point at the main docks.
Crap, okay. Oh, here come his helicopters.
The cries of the impotent despot is beautiful, no?
Yeah, good job, Zomb. Okay. Oh, crap. Okay. Dive so the helicopter can't get you.
Tugboats in the water. Be careful. If you're looking for me, I have to move this up. Uh-oh. By the sounds of it, Mr. Rubio is getting back in his helicopter. Watch out. You made it, but we do not leave without the whole crew.
So you see, guys, not everything is about PvP and GT Online. You know, look, we did that on our first attempt there. You know, getting through Cayo Perico. That's some co-op, you know, teamwork, working together. Stuff like that there. That's the things I like about GT Online. Not, you know, when people easy way out like 100 times and then say 1-0. Ooh, yeah. But yeah, Truth, what did you mean by that? Yeah, well, there's not that many good games anymore, you know, as there used to be. Yeah. Pro is 1-0 on Cayo Perico. Oh, thank you. Which ones Archer does? Okay, I'll help unconverting now. Unconverting, invite me, and I'll help you. Okay, let's do your heist now. Crimson Desert is a game made by Pearl Abyss. You play as a mercenary trying to get his clan back together in a fantasy medieval world. You should check it out. Congrats on 1,000 viewers. Thank you, The Creed. I'll look into it. Is it available on PlayStation or is it only PC? Okay, let's do it. Artwork. Oh yeah, we can do this. Artwork, stealth, two people. Yeah, we can do this. No problem. Okay, let's do it. Ready. Wait. Yeah, do the Watch Dogs outfits. Oh, and sure, I saw your comment the other day on my Red Dead stream that stupid griefer. He left a comment where he called me a coward for going into a private lobby on Red Dead because I did the glitch to get into a private lobby, and he left a comment calling me a coward. But at the same time, he was using God mode. He has like a video on his channel where he griefs me using God mode. And he called me a coward for playing in a private lobby. Wow. It's like the moment that you use God mode, you don't have like you lose literally any kind of legitimacy you have in an argument. But thank you for backing me up in that argument, though. Sure, I saw you you left a comment on there too. But morning, 6:28 a.m. or 6:38 a.m. You are in you're in Western Europe. Yes, you are in Western Europe right now.
Hey, did you try out your stun gun yet? This is going to be your best friend. It'll overload the circuits on any CCTV camera or metal detector it hits. They recover after a while, so as far as security is concerned, it was just a temporary out. That's it. Head through the door to the staff lobby.
No, I'm Central Europe, Hungary. Oh, okay. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. Yeah. No, I've never played Hogwarts Legacy.
That's it.
Hold on, wait, don't rush this unconverting. Sometimes the NPCs spawn at the last second on this.
You'll need to find the fuse box on the side of the unit, take it out with a stun gun, and get through before it recovers. We should get away with that one, but take out one more camera and they'll know something's up. You can't shoot down many cameras. It's the kind of thing security tends to notice.
Watch out.
Heads up, CCTV ahead. The stun gun should disable the camera for a while. Or go old school and time your run. Hey, before they go to the vault, today's takings are
Get the money in there, I'll clear downstairs.
up to you, but might be worth it.
Griefers are some of the biggest hypocrites. Yes, they are.
One of you needs to hold the access button in the security room. The other runs through and grabs the cash. The cash is on the cart.
Thank you, Appalachian, for the super chat.
Just a starter. That's how we like it. Heads up, CCTV ahead. The stun gun should disable the camera for a while. Or go old school and time your run. Only one way down from here. One step
crap.
at a time. I need my inhaler just listening to you. All right, the camera just
Okay.
went down. It'll be back online soon. And remember, if you bring down too many
Stay in the door room.
remember, these people aren't idiots. And you are in.
Stay in the door room. Stay in the door room. The guy's coming.
Level. Naturally, it's heavily guarded. Key cards sure coming in handy, huh? You're so close. See that security checkpoint? The man trap is just beyond it. Without a sound. See that?
Good work.
That's your man trap, so pay attention. You'll have to swipe both
Deal with this
vaults
guy right now,
cards
so I don't have to deal from later.
separate control panels. That unlocks the system, but even then, we can't open both the inner and the outer doors simultaneously. Everyone needs to get inside so we can close the first door and then open the second.
This might be
We need one
yeah.
person
People will
with
still
one
keep
key
playing
card
PS4
each
for
terminal.
years.
Let's go. Get everyone inside the man trap now. I can keep the first door open until
How much money do you think you have made people with your videos on GTA Online? Probably like the amount that the money guys have helped people is probably in the Hold on, I've gotta...
So bueno. Push on to the vault.
I gotta put in fidelity.
Looks like the gun.
The amount of my money guides, the views that my money guides have gotten, it's probably gotten to probably billions of dollars that we help people make on GT Online over the years.
I know this is a special moment for you down there, but trust me, it's about to get a lot more special on the other side of that door. Break out the laser drill, let's do this! The lock mechanism should melt like butter. You just need to target the weak points. Don't rush. If you push the drill too hard, it'll overheat. We're not on a time limit until we're inside. That's disc 3. Good, that's the left side taken care of.
I'm getting everything on the left side. You get everything on the right. Okay, we're doing really good on this run so far. Good work.
The art will need to be cut out of its frames. Shouldn't affect the value much. Go! Good news. Seeing as we stayed under the radar, we have a little more time here. Now, your hacker can block the security sensors while you're...
Why did you put fidelity? Oh, to prevent the man trap glitch from happening. Because if you have on performance glitch, performance mode, you can have a glitch on this heist. It gets really annoying and it ruins the heist.
Goes off in here, they'll flood the place with nerve agent. No?
Okay, we need to each get 3 paintings and we should be good. Okay, here we go. Should be good. Okay, keep it going. We can do this. Yeah, a lot of the paintings are weird, but it's how they are. Okay, go. Just get out. I got this. Go. You put the average hacker on this, didn't you? So you can make more money. I think average hacker, because the timer was like at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, but still gives us room to make more money. Okay, let's do this. Here. Swipe. Good work. Wouldn't cutting a painting make it less valuable? Oh, 100%. Yes, definitely. But the robbers don't really care about that. They're still making a ton of money from the painting.
You really cleaned up down there, you know? They're not gonna know what hit them, except for the insurance bill.
Back in business. Everything looks okay over here.
If we pull this off, it'll be the crown jewel of my career. The hardest achievement on the console of life. You did good down there. This is gonna be a nice little payday, and a whole lot of smug satisfaction.
Pearl looks like Aiden from Watch Dogs. No way, yeah.
news is they did a spot check on the vault, so they know it's been robbed. The good news is they have no idea who or how. The cops are on their way, but you can still make it out undetected if you do exactly what I say. If you're caught now, the shit really hits the fan.
Okay, good work. Good work, good work. How do you play on with a mask on? I'm just, I guess, do it.
Remember, they know the vault's been hit, but they don't know who you are or where you are. They have patrols sweeping the whole place, and all the civilians have been evacuated. So if they see you, they'll know it's you. So just stay out of their way, keep your cool, and get to the buyer. You should avoid the bulk of the cops this way. The only thing that matters is making it to your ride. The driver has the getaway car in position. I've pinged you the GPS. Get to the buyer, don't bring the cops, and we're home free.
Well, you got a nice paint job on this car. I like it. I think I hit something. Good morning from here. Hey, Elias, where are you from? Good morning for you. Are you in Europe? Professional. Hey, Benj.
If the buyer hears so much as a siren, this whole thing goes up in smoke. Lose the cops.
Come on, lose the cops already. There we go. I live in Denmark and it's 6:30. I just woke up. Oh, okay. You wake up really early. You wake up the same time I go to sleep.
What a night! Excuse me while I take a moment to bask in the glow of my own genius. Feel free to join me. This was the high point of a career full of nothing but high points. Lester Crest is back, baby! Looks like the house doesn't always win after all.
you go. Did really good on that run. Really good run. Yeah, I'm gonna be there in a moment. That was a really good run, though. We did 3 heists without restarting. Really good. I have 67 mil on GTA. You'll be good for the next heist, or next heist. I mean, the next DLC. You'll be fine for it. Good work. I still can't believe you have like $1 billion in GTA. Yep, I've been grinding it over the years. Ah, we were close though. Almost had it. We did really good though. Regardless on that, we did really good. When's the final part of Yakuza 2? Later, you know, tomorrow or later today because it's about to be midnight. I guess I'll probably be wrapping up the stream here, guys. I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm kind of hungry. Anything you guys want to ask me here before I go, I'll answer any questions. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please do drop a like if you guys are enjoying the stream, and subscribe to me if you're new. It helps me out a lot. Thank you everybody who's oh crap, audio. Gotta watch out, copyright claim music, Mafia again. I missed your super chat, Shades. Oh, hang on, let me look. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate when tryhards do easy way out, but then they do the heist invite and orb cannon. That's when I just join a new lobby. Well, yeah, like, look, the way these people play, like, you know, the easy way out stuff, like, they think that they're good at the game, like, constantly dropping a sticky bomb, and then they get 1 kill on you, and they're like, 1-0, I'm good at the game. You know, no. You know, somebody that does something like that, I see people sticky bomb themselves and then say 1-0. For me, those people are garbage at the game. So, yeah. You know, that's not a good player when people do stuff like that.
Fucking maricón. You're a dick without a dick.
Today's stream is great, thank you. And today this stream was the most popular stream I've done probably all year long. This stream today, yeah, probably in over a year. You know, probably.
Just stick that on the credit card. I gotta run.
Probably the most popular one. The other one was my birthday stream in June last year. That's probably really popular. But this one is yeah, you know, yeah. We had the highest was like 1,600 people. That was the highest we got up to today. Yeah, a lot of people. So when I made that PvP video, I got a lot of activity on the channel. I got hundreds of subscribers, new subscribers this week after I made that PvP video on GT Online. I didn't realize there was that many people that agreed with me on the PvP. That a lot of people, I guess, agreed with me that the PvP was just so trash in the game. One day I'll probably play Hogwarts Legacy. Oh yeah, and today's George Washington's birthday. Happy birthday to America's, you know, first president and, you know, the father of our country. Thank you, Passion Guard, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, dude.
Don't try that shit again.
Look out!
I feel like going to a movie. You got it.
Will I play Ace Combat? Yes. Next March, on March, so next month, we're going to be doing a playthrough of Ace Combat 0, the Belkin War. It's going to be the 20th anniversary. We'll do a playthrough of that. That'll be a lot of fun. And I'll do a playthrough of Ace Combat 8 too. Am I from Texas? No, I'm from New York. What playthrough am I the most proud of making? GTA 4. But I guess we will be going here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you guys enjoyed the stream, drop a like. We're really close to 500 likes. If we get to 500 likes, that'd be great. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, do subscribe to me. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for hanging out. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.